Hari Om and welcome to all the divine Atmajyotis to today's Bhagavadgita Satsang. Let us continue our manana of Purna Yoga Darshana talks by Sri Prabhuji. Right now, we are contemplating on the fifth chapter, Karma Sanyasa Yoga. In our last session, we looked at the first question based on the beginning shloka. Today, we will continue with the second question, and it is based on the first shloka of fifth chapter, that is 5.1. So first let us see what is this 5.1. So here Arjuna is saying, O Shri Krishna, you praised karma sanyasa. That is the path of renunciation of actions. Karma means actions. Sanyasa means renunciation. And you also advised to do karma yoga. That is work with devotion. Please tell me which of these two is more beneficial. That is what Arjuna is asking. There seems to be two different things that Sri Krishna is talking about. So therefore, he is asking this question. So naturally, the questions that we have framed are, is there a difference between karma sannyasa and karma yoga? What is your own viewpoint about what is karma sannyasa and karma yoga? Related to that is, similarly, we also tend to see life in terms of there's a spiritual life, there's a material life. Oh, I'm doing spiritual activity. Oh, I'm going to do my office work. How will I balance my spiritual life and my material life or my family life? So like that, there are many questions which are related to this. So therefore, the question that we are going to contemplate is there two such kinds of lives? If so, how do we balance it? Then, which of these two paths, that is karma sannyasa, karma yoga, does it depend upon my stage of life? So is it like, okay, when I'm up to a certain age, I have to be doing karma yoga and later only karma sannyasa? Does it depend on any such parameters? So these are the three related questions to first shloka. So let us contemplate and share our personal viewpoints for these three questions. Krishnaji, would you like to begin?
Yeah. No difference between. So I see I think there is minute difference between karma sannyas and karma yoga. So both are like we have to do our duties without being attached to the results or the outcome, and we do not worry or like, and we perform without thinking about based on one's perception, it's becoming positive or negative. Karma yoga is like performing action and without being attached to the result. Karma sannyasa is in karma yoga we have that that mindset like I am doing it, but I am not being attached. This is my dharma or this is my imprints like or my what to say, these are my like karma to like which I have to perform, uh, but I will not be getting attached to the result. Karma sannyasa is um, I'm not even the doer. I'm just an instrument, and through me the things are happening. So that is a difference I see between karma sannyasa and karma yoga. So is there a two kinds of life, spiritual and material? I see these
before
are,
you, sorry, Krishnaji,
yeah.
sorry for interrupting you.
Yes, 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 yes.
So please say it in one sentence. What is karma yoga for you, and what is karma sannyasa yoga for you?
Okay. Uh, karma yoga is like performing an action where there is a doership mindset in the thought, but not being attached to the fruits of the action. Karma sannyasa is not being attached to the results, and also there is no doership, like I am doing this, and it's all happening through all the forces. I am being an instrument of this action.
So, in other words, what you are saying is, I am the enjoyer, that giving up that is
Mm.
karma yoga for you. I am the
Mm.
doer, giving up that is the karma sannyasa for you. Is that what you are saying?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
All right. Yeah, please
Yeah.
continue. Then we will
Yeah.
again come back. We'll listen to others and also we'll churn this.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is there are two kinds of life, spiritual and material? Um, I would say it is same in the sense we are the ultimate consciousness, but we have I mean I born this with this body, and imprints are the backlogs, I would say. So having the right knowledge and performing any action. So I would say these two are in a way to by looking at it, yeah, material means like which we are sensing through our sense object, and spiritual is something like understanding that these senses are temporary and we are here to do our karmas. So that's why I'm seeing. But life wise, like it is one life. It's part of these two. So we are here to have that materialistic, perform the materialistic wish or desires, but with the mindset of purifying. So that is called spiritual. So these two are same. That's how I'm seeing it.
When you use the
And does
spiritual, again
yeah,
in a simple sentence, what does spiritual mean to you? Is it about
spiritual is like,
understanding? Is that what you are saying?
sorry, Jaji, could you repeat that word?
Did you say understanding is spiritual? Is that what you said?
Yeah, understanding and performing the our karma. That's what I said. So
Is
spiritual
spiritual.
is like yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So then,
So which part? Yeah.
whatever, what is material then for you?
So material is like which is being sensed by our sense organs. So we are having that jnana, enhancing that jnana through this. I mean, because our senses being like um, have all kinds of impressions. Like if I see a if I see a some kind of food, I would get. Uh, I mean, I would feel happy, and some kind of food I would feel unhappy, and applies to some kind of situation, other things. But uh, unlearning those things through these senses, so that jnana is there, right? So this is not real. So I have to unlearn and unlearn these impressions, and you have to be in sync and understanding I'm not this body and mind. So that's how I'm seeing this.
Okay.
It's together. I see it as together. Uh, to perform any action through this body.
So, in the most simplest sense, what you are saying is spirituality is about understanding, and
Yeah.
material is whatever the work that you do. That's how you see it.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's how I'm seeing it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Uh, shall I move to next one?
SD, please. Yeah.
Does which for to follow karma sannyasa depend on my stage? If yes, no, please explain how. I think stage of life it depends on. I feel it doesn't depend on the one's age. It depends how what's our and mindset. That what I mean by that is the what's a jnana we have, at what stage our jnana is. Um like earlier, I used to be like thinking uh, intellect is the ultimate and logical is the ultimate. But after some, so at that time, I should have the uh, knowledge, right? So at that stage, I should get the knowledge first. But after getting the knowledge, I'm into like karma yoga. So it's like sequential for some person and may not be sequential. They would have directly doing any work kailasa thing, because in school also like um, the school which I studied so taught me this, and even the slokas which I have this, but it was there like that was like I don't it is like teachers are saying, parents are saying I will do it, but there is no that um deeper understanding from the scratch. Okay, this is how it is. I understand completely. I am perform action. But whereas now, so there is that understanding, okay, this is how one should lead a life and perform any action. So coming back to the point, the stage for me, it's like doesn't depend on the age. It purely depends on how the knowledge level we have. That's how I'm seeing this.
That's how you see it. Okay.
Yeah.
So in summary, giving up the enjoyership, and that is karma yoga for you, and giving
Yeah.
up the doership, that is karma sannyasa for you. And that
Yes.
these two, you are saying, it doesn't depend upon the stage of life. It depends upon
Mm.
your own inner understanding.
Correct. Yeah.
So
That's
as the understanding deepening, are you now doing
mm.
both or one?
Both. It is karma sannyasa. No, I'm not the doer. I'm not being attached to the fruit of action.
So karma yoga is also being practiced, and karma sannyasa is also being practiced according
Sannyasa is also, yeah, yeah.
to right. Anything else you would like to bring up, Krishnaji?
No, at this point of time, these are my understanding, Vijay. Would like to hear. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vijay.
Padma Amma?
ಸರ್ ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳ್ದಾಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಫಲ ಅಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ನಾನು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಫಲಿತಾಂಶಗಳು ನನಗೆ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಕರ್ಮ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ಆ ಫಲಾಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಈಶ್ವರ ಅರ್ಪಿತ ಭಾವದಿಂದ ನಾನು ಕರ್ಮವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಕರ್ತ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಭೋಗ್ತಾ ನಾನಲ್ಲ. ನನಗೆ ಈಶ್ವರ ಪ್ರಸಾದವಾಗಿ ನಂಗೆ ಏನ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಪಡಿತೀನಿ ಅನ್ನುವ ಒಂದು ಭಾವ ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಯೋಗ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕರ್ಮವನ್ನ ತ್ಯಾಗ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಕರ್ಮ ನಾನು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಈಗ ಅರ್ಜುನ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು ಹಾಗೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜ್ಞಾನದಿಂದ ನಾನು ಕರ್ತನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಭೋಕ್ತನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ನನ್ನ ಮೂಲಕ ನಾನು ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಜ್ಞಾನದಿಂದ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಒಬ್ಬ ಸಾಧಕ ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಇದು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಅದನ್ನ ತನ್ನದಾಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹಲವಾರು ನಿಯಮಗಳನ್ನ ಅವನು ಪಾಲಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ. ಅವನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾದಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತುವಿಗೆ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ವಿಷಯಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಅವನು ಅಂಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ರಾಗ ದ್ವೇಷ ಅನ್ನುವುದು ಯಾವುದು ಇರಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದು ಯಾವುದು ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನುವುದು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವನು ಒಂದು ಸಾಧನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರೀದಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಹಲವಾರು ರೀತಿಯ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಮುಂದುವರೆದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಜ್ಞಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನು ಸ್ಥಿತನಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಇದು ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋನು ನಾನು ಅನ್ನುವ ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವನಿಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಉಸಿರಾಡೋದು ಮತ್ತೆ ರಕ್ತ ಸಂಚಲನೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಿಯೆಯೇ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದು ನಡೀತಾ ಇದ್ರೂ ಸಹ ನಾನು ಕರ್ತ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಭೋಕ್ತನೋ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ರೀತಿಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. ಒಬ್ಬ ಗೃಹಸ್ಥನಾದಂಥವನು ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನು ಸಹ ಇದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ನಾನು ಕರ್ತ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಭೋಕ್ತನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಒಂದು ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನ ಸಂಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅವನು ಮಾಡುವ ಕೆಲಸವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೀಗೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ, ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಮೂಲಕ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ, ನನಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ನನಗೆ ಅಂಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ರಾಗ ದ್ವೇಷಗಳನ್ನ ಎರಡನ್ನು ಒಂದೇ ಸಮನಾಗಿ ಯಾವುದು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದೆ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಬಗೆಯ ಜೀವನಗಳು.
ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ.
ಸರ್,
ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ತಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಒಂದು ವಾಕ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಯೋಗ ಒಂದು ವಾಕ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ತಾವು?
ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಕರ್ಮವನ್ನ ಫಲಾಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹದ್ದು ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅದು
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅದನ್ನ ವಿಸ್ತಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. ಕರ್ಮದ ಫಲದ ಅಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಮಾಡೋ ಕೆಲಸ ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ.
ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವವನ್ನ ಬಿಡೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಭೋಕ್ತತ್ವವನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟಾಯ್ತು ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗದಲ್ಲಿ. ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವವನ್ನು ಸಹ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡೋದು.
ನೀವನು ಈಗ ಕೃಷ್ಣಾಜಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಂಜಾಯರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಅದು ಭೋಕ್ತ, ನಾನು ಭೋಕ್ತ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಬಿಡೋದು ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ. ಡೂವರ್ಶಿಪ್, ನಾನು ಕರ್ತ, ಅದನ್ನ ಬಿಡೋದು ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ.
ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಈಗ ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಬರೀ ಭಗವಂತನ ಒಂದು ಇದು ಆತ್ಮಜ್ಞಾನವೇ ಬೇಕು, ನನಗೆ ಕರ್ಮ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಏನು ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಆದ್ರೂ ಅವರು ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಮೂಲಕ ನಾನು ಕರ್ತೃನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ ಭೋಕ್ತನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಅವರ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಕರ್ತವ್ಯದಿಂದ ಹೋಗಿ ನನಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ನನ್ನ ಗುರಿ ಬರೀ ಆತ್ಮಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ಸಂಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಗೃಹಸ್ಥಾಶ್ರಮವನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗಿ ನಾನು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿಯಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಜೀವನವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಅಂದಾಗ ಅವನು ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ನಿತ್ಯ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಅವನ ಸ್ವಧರ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಅವನು ಜೀವನಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದಂತ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಬರೀ ಅಗತ್ಯವಾದಂತಹ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅವನು ಬರೀ ಆತ್ಮಜ್ಞಾನದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ.
ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ
ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಂಗೆ ಭೋಕ್ತತ್ವ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವವನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡೋದೆ ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಇವಾಗ ಎರಡನ್ನೂ ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಭೋಕ್ತತ್ವವನ್ನ ಬಿಡೋದು ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ,
ಹೌದು.
ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವವನ್ನ ಬಿಡೋದು ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ.
ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವ ಮತ್ತೆ ಭೋಕ್ತತ್ವ ಎರಡನ್ನೂ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡೋದು. ಮತ್ತೆ ರಾಗ ದ್ವೇಷಗಳು ಯಾವುದರಲ್ಲೂ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವುದೇ ನಡೆದ್ರೂ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವನು ಸ್ಪಂದಿಸಲ್ಲ.
ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಪುನಃ ನೀವು ಹೇಳೋ ರೀತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇನ್ನೂ ನಿರ್ದಿಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇದೆಯಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ನಿಮ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ?
ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇದೆ.
ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇದೆ. ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕೇವಲ ಭೋಕ್ತತ್ವವನ್ನ ಬಿಡೋದು, ಓನ್ಲಿ ದ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ನಾನು ಏನೇ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅದು ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ಫಲ ಸಿಕ್ಕತ್ತೆ, ಫಲದ ಆಸೆಯನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಹೌದಾ? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಫಲದ ಆಸೆ, ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವದ ಆಸೆ, ನಾನೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋನು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನು ಸಹ ಬಿಟ್ಟು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಆ ಫಲ ಸಿಕ್ತಾಗ ನಂತರದ ರಾಗ ದ್ವೇಷ ಅದನ್ನು ಬಿಡೋದು ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಒಂದ್ ರೀತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗಕ್ಕಿಂತ, ನಿಮ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ?
ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಗೃಹಸ್ಥರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಕರ್ಮವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಅವರು ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿರ್ಧಾರವಾಗತ್ತೆ. ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇರುವಂತಹವರು ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಪರಿಶುದ್ಧರಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ, ಓ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ತಪ್ಪು ಭಾವನೆ. ಇದು ಆವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಹಂತಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸವಾಗಿ ಪರಿವರ್ತನೆಗೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಮೊದಲನೇ ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗವನ್ನೇ ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿಯೇ ಶ್ರೀಕೃಷ್ಣ ಬಹುಶಃ ಅರ್ಜುನನಿಗೆ ನೀನು ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗವನ್ನು ಮಾಡು, ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಈಗ ನಿನಗೆ ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇರುವುದು ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದಂತ ನಿನ್ನ ಸ್ವಧರ್ಮವನ್ನ ನೀನು ಪರಿಪಾಲನೆ ಮಾಡದೆ ನೀನು ಆ ಕರ್ಮ ಮಾಡದೇ ಇರುವಂತವನಾಗ್ತೀಯ, ನಿನ್ನ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ಭ್ರಷ್ಟನಾಗ್ತೀಯ ನೀನು. ಅದರಿಂದ ನಿನ್ನ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯವನ್ನು ಮಾಡು. ನೀನು ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡು? ಫಲಾಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ರಾಗದ್ವೇಷವೂ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ನೀನು ಮಾಡು ಅಂತ ಶ್ರೀಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗವನ್ನ ಸೂಚಿಸ್ತಾರೆ.
ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಫಲದ ಆಸೆ ಬಿಡೋದು, ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಬಿಡೋದು? ಏನ್
ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವವನ್ನೇ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡೋದು.
ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವ ನಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅದು ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ.
ಹೌದು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಗವಂತನೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಅನ್ನುವ ಒಂದು ಜ್ಞಾನದೊಂದಿಗೆ.
ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ನೀವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ನಾನ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅನೇಕ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಸಹಾಯವಿಲ್ಲದೆ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ಕ್ಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಅದು ನೀವೇನು ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ?
ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ
ಆಗ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು
ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇದೆ.
ಏನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಏನು? ಇವಾಗ ಈ ಮಾತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಏನು?
ನಾನ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ನನ್ನ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ನಾನು ಹೊರಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು. ಆದ್ರೆ
ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ವಿಚಾರ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ನಿಮ್ದ?
ಅದು ನನ್ನದಲ್ಲ.
ಮತ್ ಯಾವ ಭಾಗ ನಿಮ್ದು?
ಯಾವ ಭಾಗನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಸರಿಯೇ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಅನ್ನುವುದು ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಭಗವಂತ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ವಾಲಂಟರಿ
ಯಾರು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋರು ಯಾರು? ಅವ್ರು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ?
ಜೀವಿ
ಅದೇ
ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ
ಯಾರವ್ರು?
ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು.
ಅವ್ರು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು, ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಎತ್ತುತ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎತ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ ಕೈಯಿಂದ ಎತ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋ ರೀತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ?
ಈಗ ವಾಲಂಟರಿಯಾಗಿ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸಗಳು ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ವಾಲಂಟರಿಯಾಗಿ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸಗಳು ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ವಾಲಂಟರಿಯಾಗಿ ನಡೆಯುವಂತ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಅನ್ನುವುದು, ನಾನು ಅನ್ನುವುದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅಹಂಕಾರದೊಡನೆ ಒಟ್ಟುಗೂಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು. ಅದನ್ನು ಪೂರ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಯಾವುದು ಅಲ್ಲ. ಜೀವಿ ಇರುವಷ್ಟು ದಿನವೂ ಈ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾನು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಭಾವನೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇವಾಗ ಮಸ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ವಾಲಂಟರಿ ಮಸಲ್ಸ್, ಇನ್ವಾಲಂಟರಿ ಮಸಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ವಾಲಂಟರಿ ಮಸಲ್ಸ್ಗೆ ನಾವೇನು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಏನು ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರೆ ವಾಲಂಟರಿ ಮಸಲ್ಸ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ಕೈ ಮೇಲೆ ಎತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಅದು ಎತ್ತುತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೃದಯ ಬಡಿತ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ವೆಸಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ಮಸಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಪಂಪಿಂಗ್ಗೆ ಉಸಿರಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಬ್ರೀತ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ನಮ್ ಲಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ವಾಲಂಟರಿಯಾಗಿ ನಡೆಯುವಂತಹ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್. ಒಳಗಡೆ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಸ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡ್ಸಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ, ವಾಲಂಟರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅದನ್ನ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಕೈ ಎತ್ತಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಭಗವಂತ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಆ ಸ್ಕೆಲಿಟಲ್ ಮಸಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದೆಲ್ಲನು ವಾಲಂಟರಿ ಮಸಲ್ಸ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡೋರು ಯಾರೋ ಇದಾರೆ,
ಜೀವಿಯಾದವನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ.
ಅವರು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ
ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಆ ಜೀವಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಆತ್ಮನ ಒಂದು ಬೆಳಕಿನಲ್ಲಿಯೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಸಹ ಆ ಒಂದು ಜ್ಞಾನ ಬಂದಾಗ ಹೀಗೆ ನಾನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು, ನಾನ್ ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅವಾಗ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ನಿರ್ಧಾರವಾಗತ್ತೆ.
ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ನಾನು ಅನ್ನೋ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಆ ನಾನು ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಏನೋ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಬೇರೆನಾ? ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆತ್ಮದ ಬೆಳಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ನಾನು ಆತ್ಮ ನಡೆಯೋದು ಏನೋ ಮೂರಾಯ್ತು ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ನೀವು ಹೇಳೋ ರೀತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೋ ಒಂದು ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆತ್ಮದ ಬೆಳಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಯಾರೋ ಒಂದು ನಾನು. ಆ ನಾನು ಆ ಆತ್ಮ ಇನ್ನೇನೋ, ನಡೀತಾ ಇರೋದು ಇನ್ನೇನು, ಮೂರಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ
ನಡೀತಾ ಇರೋದು ಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು. ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ಏನು ಬೇರೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗುವಂತಹ ಇದನ್ನು ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅನುಭವಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುವಂತಹದ್ದು ಪಂಚೇಂದ್ರಿಯಗಳ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಗ್ರಹಿಸ್ತೀವ ಅಂತಹದ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಈ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳಗೊಂಡಿರುವಂತಹದ್ದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಶಾಶ್ವತವಾದ ಒಂದು ತತ್ವ ಒಂದು ಇದೆ. ಆ ತತ್ವ ಈ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುವ ಬದಲಾವಣೆಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲವೂ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದರ ಬೆಳಕಿನಲ್ಲಿಯೇ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬದಲಾವಣೆಗಳು ಸಹ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು.
ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ವರದಿ ಒಪ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಈ ನಾನು, ಆ ನಾನು ಯಾರು? ಇದು ಹೀಗಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಇದು ಹೀಗಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರು ವರದಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದಾರಲ್ಲ.
ಅದು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ನಾನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಆ ಶಾಶ್ವತವಾದ ಒಂದು ತತ್ವ ಯಾವ್ದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು.
ಅದೇ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ
ಅಜ್ಞಾನ
ವರದಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಅಜ್ಞಾನ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನಾನು ಎದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ನಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಅದು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಹೌದು ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಅಂತಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಕ್ಷಣ
ಹೇಳೋ ಮಾತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಚಾರಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಮ್ಮ, ನಿಮ್ ಮಾತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪು ಕಂಡಿಡಿತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ಆತರ ಚಿಂತನ ಮಂಥನ ಆದ್ರೆ ತಾನೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದು.
ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಆತ್ಮನಿಂದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ. ಈ ಯಾರೋ ವರದಿ ಒಪ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ನಾನು ಅದೂನು ಆತ್ಮನೇ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಏನೋ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರೋದು ಆತ್ಮನಿಂದನೇ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ?
ಹೌದು.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಆತ್ಮ ಅಕರ್ತ ಅಭೋಕ್ತ?
ಅದು ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗದೆ ಇರುವಂತಹ ತತ್ವವನ್ನ ಹಾಗೆ ಕಾಪಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇದೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅದರ ಶಕ್ತಿ, ಆ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ಬದಲಾವಣೆಗೆ ಒಳಗೊಂಡಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಇದು ವೀಕ್ಷಿಸಬಹುದೇ ಹೊರತು ಇದು ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗುವ ತತ್ವವನ್ನ ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಆ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಈ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮನ ಶಕ್ತಿಯೇ ಅದು. ಈ ಜಗತ್ತು ಯಾವಾಗ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಆಯ್ತೋ ಆಗ 2 ವಿಭಾಗಗಳಾಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಶಕ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ, ಒಂದು ಶುದ್ಧ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ, ಹಾಗೆ ಈಶ್ವರನಾಗಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಈಶ್ವರನ ಒಂದು ಇರುವಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯ ಚಲನೆ ಬದಲಾವಣೆಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ವೀಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಳಕನ್ನ ಕೊಡುವುದು ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಈ ಈಶ್ವರ ಶಕ್ತಿಯೇ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯ ಬದಲಾವಣೆಗಳು ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಈಶ್ವರ, ಈ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಏನು ಬೆರೆತುಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ.
ಈಗ ನೀವು ಹಲವಾರು ಪದಗಳನ್ನ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆ ಪದಗಳ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಅರ್ಥ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪುನಃ ಸಂಶಯ ಉಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಈಶ್ವರ ಅನ್ನೋ ಪದವನ್ನ ಪ್ರಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, ನಾನು ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, ಆತ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, ಏನೋ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ. ಈಗ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಪದಗಳಿದ್ದಾಗ ಯಾವ ಪದ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟದ್ದು ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಜೋಡಣೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಅನ್ಸ್ಬಿಡತ್ತೆ.
ನನಗೆ ತಿಳಿದ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಹೆಸರು. ಈಗ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನ್ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು ಶುದ್ಧವಾದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ತತ್ವ. ಯಾವುದು ಶಾಶ್ವತವಾಗಿದೆಯೋ, ಯಾವುದು ಸತ್ಯ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೋ, ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಕಾರಣವಾಗಿ ಇದೆಯೋ, ಈ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಹೊರತಾಗಿರುವಂತಹದ್ದು ಯಾವ್ದಿದೆಯೋ ಅದು. ಯಾವಾಗ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಈ ಜಗತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಬಂತೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈಶ್ವರ ತತ್ವ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬಂತು. ಆ ಈಶ್ವರ ತತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಶಿವ, ಇವು 2. ಈ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಈ ಬದಲಾವಣೆಗೊಳಗಾಗುವಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೋಚರವಾಗುತ್ತೋ, ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂದ್ರಿಯ ಗೋಚರವಾಗುವಂತಹ ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅದು ಶಕ್ತಿಯ ಮೂಲಕ ನಡೆಯುವಂತಹದ್ದು. ಈ ಈಶ್ವರನ ಬೆಳಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಶಕ್ತಿಯ ಸಂಚಲನವೂ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಈಶ್ವರ ತತ್ವ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಚಲನೆಯೂ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಈ ಈಶ್ವರ ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡುವ ಆತನೇ ಹೊರ್ತು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕರ್ತನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಕರ್ತನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಭೋಕ್ತನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು
ಈಶ್ವರ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ ತರಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಬಂತು? ಈಗ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ವಶಕ್ತ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರೋದು ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮನಲ್ಲಿ.
ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ. ಆ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಈ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿರುವ ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ನಾರಾಯಣ ತತ್ವ ಅದು ಮಲಗಿದ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ತತ್ವ. ಅದು ಯಾವಾಗ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂತೋ, ಈ ಜಗತ್ತು ಈ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಂಡ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಆಯ್ತೋ, ಆಗ ಅದು ಈಶ್ವರ ಅಂತ. ಅದೇ ತತ್ವವನ್ನೇ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹೆಸರುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಯುವಂತಹದ್ದು. ಈ ಆತ್ಮನೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ನನ್ನ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ನನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಈಶ್ವರ ಅಂತಲೂ ಹೇಳೋದು. ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಒಂದೇ, ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮನೂ ಅದೇನೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಶಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದಲೇ ಈ ಒಂದು ಜಗತ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿರೋದು. ಹೇಗೆ ಒಂದು ಜೇಡನಿಂದನೇ ಜೇಡರ ಬಲೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಆಗಿದೆಯೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂದ್ರಿಯ ಗೋಚರವಾದಂತಹ ಪ್ರಪಂಚ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆ. ಈ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮನಿಂದಲೇ ಆಗಿರುವಂತದ್ದು.
ಯಾವುದು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಬದಲಾಗದೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಇರೋದು ಅದನ್ನ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಯಾವುದು ಜಗತ್ತಾಗಿ ಪರಿಣಾಮವಾಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರುವಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅವಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ ಈಶ್ವರನಾಗಿ. ಯಾಕೆ ಈಶ್ವರ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಬಂತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ? ಈಗ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಮೂಲಕ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಒಬ್ರು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಮಲ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಅವರು
ಇವಾಗ ಫ್ಲಾಶ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಇವಾಗ ನಾನ್ ಮಲಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನನಗೆ ಕನಸು ಬಿತ್ತು. ಆವಾಗ ನನ್ನ ಕನಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ವಿಷಯಗಳು ನಡೆಯುತ್ತವೆ. ನಾನೇ ಬೇರೆ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರು, ಅನೇಕ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಸಿಂಹ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಹಾವು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು ಹಳ್ಳ, ಒಂದು ಬೆಟ್ಟ, ಹಿಮಾಲಯ, ಒಂದು ನದಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂತೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಇವೆಲ್ಲನೂ ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬಂತೋ, ನನ್ನ ಅರಿವಿನಿಂದಲೇ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಆ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮನ ಒಂದು ಕನಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಲೋಕವೆಲ್ಲ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿರೋದು ಆ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮನ ಅರಿವಿನಲ್ಲಿಯೇ ಇರುವಂತಹದ್ದು. ಇದು ಒಂದು ಮಿಥ್ಯಾ ಪ್ರಪಂಚ ಅಂತಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳೋದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರನೇ ಅದು ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಅಂತಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಗ್ರಹಿಕೆಗೆ ನಿಲುಕುವಂತಹದ್ದು. ಇಷ್ಟು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ ನಂಗೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಈಶ್ವರ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಅದು ಒಂದೊಂದು ವರ್ಡ್ಗೂ ನನಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರೆ
ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಅಮ್ಮ. ಮುಂದಿನ 2 ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀರಾ?
ಹಾ ಸರ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಎರಡೆರಡು ಲೈಫ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಂಗೇನು ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದೇ. ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಇವಾಗ ಆಗ್ಲೇ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವು ಭೌತಿಕ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನಿದೆ, ನಾನು ಅಜ್ಞಾನದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಗ ನಾನ್ ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನಾನು ಭೌತಿಕ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದೊಳಗಡೆ ನಾನು ವ್ಯವಹಾರವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ. ನನಗೋಸ್ಕರನೇ ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚ ಇರುವುದು. ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ಕರ್ಮವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನನ್ನ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಭೌತಿಕ ಪ್ರಪಂಚವನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದು ಯಾವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಈ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗುವಂತಹ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದ ಹಿಂದೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ಬದಲಾಗದೆ ಇರುವಂತಹದ್ದಿದೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಂದಾಗ ನಾನು ಗುರುಗಳ ಮುಖೇನ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಗಳನ್ನ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ನಿಜ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಏನು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದು ಮುಂದುವರೆದ ಭಾಗವೇ ಹೊರತು ಆವಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೀಗೆ ನಾನು ಆತ್ಮ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಬಾಹ್ಯ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವುದು ಮಿಥ್ಯಾ ಪ್ರಪಂಚ, ಇದು ಹೀಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗುವಂತಹ ಪ್ರಪಂಚ, ಈ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗದೆ ಇರುವಂತಹ ತತ್ವವೇ ನಾನು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡೆರಡು ಜೀವನಗಳು ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಹಂತ ಅಷ್ಟೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಡಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಪಾತ್ ಟು ಫಾಲೋ, ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಆರ್ ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ, ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ. ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ನನಗೆ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನಿನ್ನು ಅಜ್ಞನಾಗಿರ್ತೀನಿ, ಆಗ ನನಗೆ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ 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 ನನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಏನು ನಾನು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ ಹಾಗೆ ನನಗೆ ಫಲಗಳು ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಖ ಅಥವಾ ದುಃಖ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಫಲಾಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಈಶ್ವರಾರ್ಪಿತ ಭಾವದಿಂದ ನಾನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಸುಖ ದುಃಖಗಳ ಒಂದು ಅನುಭವ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಆವಾಗ ನನಗೆ ರಾಗ ದ್ವೇಷ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಾನು ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅನ್ನುವುದು ಅನುಭವಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನು ಅದು ಗೃಹಸ್ಥನಾದವನಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನು ನಾನು ಕರ್ಮವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹವನಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಭಾವನೆಗಳು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ಚಿತ್ತ ಶುದ್ಧಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಚಿತ್ತ ಶುದ್ಧಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋದಾಗ ಈ ನಾನು ಕರ್ಮವನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವನು ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಕರ್ತನೋ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನುವ ಭಾವನೆ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ. ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಭಗವಂತನ ಇಚ್ಛೆಯ ಪ್ರಕಾರವೇ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರೋದು, ನಾನು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವುದು ಭಗವಂತ ಮಾತ್ರ, ನಾನು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಿಥ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ.
ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಅಮ್ಮ, ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್.
ಪದ್ಮಾಜಿ.
So sir, whatever I wanted to say, I think Krishnaji and Padmaji communicated it. So yeah, same is my understanding as well, that any action which is performed without any selfish desires, and that is karma yoga. And the karma sannyasa yoga is where you renounce the doership and also the enjoyership. So then what happens is, God is the only doer, so he becomes the central to whatever you are doing, and hence all the actions that come out of, or that is a result of such a understanding, is very pure, and it is only for the benefit of everyone around you. Whereas karma yoga can still have a lot of selfish desires. I want to achieve this, I want to get that, and so it is drive by
oriented.
Desire oriented.
Selfish
so it is
desire oriented.
driven by desires. And most of it is always, it begins with what I can get. So that is why Krishna says that it is easy for anyone to do karma yoga, and that is why he is recommending it to everyone. However, as you keep doing karma yoga, like Padmaji also shared, there is a purification that is happening without even us attempting to do it. There is a purification of the mind happening, and when that pure mind is ready to receive the knowledge, it has to be ready to receive the knowledge. So when the mind is purified, it gets ready for the jnana that I am not the doer, I am not the enjoyer, and there is a higher power that is running this entire show, and then I am just an instrument in this whole thing. And so you can see everyone also then as only an instrument. There is a play going on, each one is performing their role, and so as a result of that, then you don't have all this raga dvesha, that I don't like this person because this person said this to me, or that person did that to me. So that is where we have to go to, because the self is all pervading, and that is the God that we are referring to also, and that is who we are eternally. So to come to that understanding or realization, this karma yoga path is needed. That is my understanding.
So, to put it in a single sentence, karma yoga is giving up the enjoyership.
Yeah, karma yoga is performing any action without this selfish desires. So in that, of course, the nitya karmas also come, like brushing, bathing, all that are also actions. However, as you keep doing your actions, it is also, when you are following it in a dharmic way, no, it is not, it is in harmony with everything else. For example, if I am taking care of my body, then that is also in harmony with nature. It might be for myself or the individual. However, it is also having an effect on, say, your family members. If your body is not well, it is going to obviously lead some effect to the immediate people around you, right? They have to take care of you, they have to give some services to you. So it is not, there is some this thing, no, it is not in total harmony. So like that, I'm saying that any karma yoga will have some positive impact for others and for ourselves. But the the doership that I am doing is there. That is the wrong understanding that we have, that I have to do this, I am doing this, all this is the wrong understanding. And as we keep performing this from the external, we start moving inward, and as purification of mind happens, we go into the karma sanyasa area, where it becomes a it is automatically happening. I am not claiming the doership, I am not the doer, and I am not the enjoyer as well. It's a happening there.
So, in terms of karma yoga, the way Padmaji and Padma Amma and Krishnaji said is, giving up the fruits of action is karma yoga, is what they said. However, what you are saying is, karma yoga is doing unselfish, or doing actions for the benefit of others is karma yoga.
So it is included, no? When you're saying, when I
First,
say that.
I just want to, Padmaji, first make sure that the definitions that both of you are giving are clear.
Okay.
So, if I were to write it down, so what Padma Amma and Krishnaji said is, giving up fruits of action is
attachment to the fruits.
karma yoga, is what they said, right? Okay. And what I am hearing you say is, let me just type it. That way you can verify whether I'm saying it the way you are saying it. So this is what Padmaji you are saying. You are saying doing unselfish. Let me put it in this way. Doing actions for benefit of others is karma yoga. Is this what is being said, first of all?
No. Doing actions for benefit of others is a result of giving up the fruit of action, is what I am saying. So I am also saying the same thing they are saying, that you are giving up the fruit of action. But when you are giving up the fruit of action, then selfless actions only will happen, no?
How?
Yeah, for example.
So for example, you have planted the tree thinking that, I will enjoy. But when the fruit comes, you may simply say, okay, I will not pluck it. But you still planted
No,
the
I
tree.
may not be there, no. And see, if I plant a tree, that tree is not going to yield only one fruit, right? It will yield, say, some 300 fruits.
Correct.
How much can I eat?
That is separate,
So it is
Padmaji.
for...
that is all separate. That's all separate. The question is very simple. When you planted the tree, you said, it is for me. When the fruit comes, you are saying, okay, I'm not picking any fruit. Say, for example, you're not picking any of the fruit. Does that then become karma yoga?
Yeah, why should I only think about human beings? That is
No,
my.
those are all not the questions. Why is not the question?
No, I'm coming to your point only. You said I don't pluck the fruits, right? Even if I don't pluck the fruits, I cannot control the birds coming and eating it or
That's all
any.
correct, Padmaji.
Uh, So
Let's
it is
focus on
not
the
only for
question.
the selfish of desire of mine. No, maybe it started like that. That is what
We are
I'm
not
telling you.
discussing the why question. We are
No,
discussing
sir.
the
I got it. But what I'm trying to explain to you is why I'm
what is
saying
karma
that.
yoga is the only question that we are discussing right now. What, not the why or how. So, what is karma yoga? According to both of them, giving up the fruits of action is karma yoga.
Yeah, I also agree with that.
So, are you also saying the same thing?
Yeah,
That this is karma yoga for you?
yeah.
Okay, all right. So then, according to you, now similarly, so according to them, karma sannyasa is giving up the doership is karma sannyasa, is what I heard both of them say. Okay. So what is karma sannyasa for you?
Giving up doership and enjoyership.
Enjoyership you have already given up here in the karma yoga.
Yeah. So doership, yes.
So you are also saying it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is no difference in the way they are saying and the way you are saying.
There is no difference. There is no difference.
Okay, so then what is that additionally you are saying in terms of doing selfless actions?
No, what I mean is, what I was trying to explain is, when we do karma yoga, for example, I have various roles and I am performing various actions, right? However, I have the understanding that I am doing it. I am doing it. That is the primary thing. However, as in different roles that I perform, even my karma yoga that I'm doing every day, some of the actions, all the actions are not just for me, right? Some of the actions are also for mine. There also it becomes selfless, is what I am saying. But as we extend that circle, it is when we have the understanding that everyone is no, nobody is separate from me. Ultimately, I am doing for my benefit only, right? That is the point I'm trying to bring.
Okay. Um,
That is why I said that even karma yoga, after a certain point of time, karma yoga is something that we are doing right from the time we are born. No, first it is for your body. Maybe when you are very small, somebody else is doing it for you because you are still not able to do it on your own. But from the time you are born, there is constant karma yoga uh, happening by you, through you, to you. All this is happening continuous. There is no stop in that karma yoga at all. I think I feel that is why Krishna recommends it as for everyone. There is no discrimination there that you cannot do, or everybody is recommended to do karma yoga. But karma sannyasa yoga is not easy because the ego is so strong that it will keep on claiming that I have done, I have done. For example, I cook something very nice, and I give it to my son. When my son praises that food, I am not going to say at that time that, or it does not naturally come to me to say that, oh, it is all God's doing. I didn't do anything. I won't be able to say that very easily. For that, one Anna has to be there. That if I could make this for you, then there are some, I don't know, some 100 people behind why that food is right now in front of you. To get that deeper understanding for us, where as we get that deeper understanding, only that karma sannyasa can happen within us. Otherwise, till a certain point in time, I am thinking I only made this dish. No. So if my child is praising, then I'm getting a ego boost from it only. Oh, wow, I'm such a good cook. Or maybe, yeah, I should make it again. Because I got praise, I will have that intention that I should be doing it again. So it is all ego driven that time. However, as the mind gets purified, you will have, as we keep doing the karma yoga sincerely, dharmically, I think it will lead you to karma sannyasa yoga. Because then the quest will start somewhere that who is doing all this? Am I really doing? Because there are days when you are sick, still nothing comes to a standstill. Everything is going on. Only thing is maybe this current instrument is down, but there are other instruments in operation which ensures that the people you think you are cooking for are still provided with food, and even you are taken care of. Even though you are not able to sit, you are taken care of by someone. Some force is there which is guarding you, which is protecting you at all times. Only the forms may be different who are coming, but you are always taken care of. That understanding to come, I think karma yoga has to be done very sincerely and dharmically, without inaction and all that.
So, if let's say, Padmaji, if only giving up the fruits of action is karma yoga, how does karma yoga help to come out of doership? Because you are now, in the last explanation, you are saying as one does the work in the attitude of karma yoga, then that naturally leads to karma sannyasa, you said.
Yeah.
See, in terms of our bondages, we have always seen this picture, right?
Correct. Yeah. Desire, action, yeah, and fruit. Yeah.
So there are you, that is whoever you think you are, or whoever I think I am, is in these three bonds, correct?
Yeah.
So there is desire, there is action, there is fruit. This is constantly going on.
Correct.
Okay. Now the explanation that you are giving, if I bring this picture there, that way you can superimpose this picture there to understand. Okay, so now I may have to, okay, because there is no difference in the definition that you are giving to their definition. I'll just put it as a single definition, okay? So karma yoga, according to you also, is nothing but giving up the desire, correct? This is what you are also saying, or at least that is what I'm hearing.
Fruit of action.
Correct? Fruit of action is karma yoga. What all of you are saying. And when I ask, what is karma sannyasa? Both of you are saying, okay. So now, this is what both of you are saying, right? Karma yoga is giving up fruits of action. So that is nothing but this bondage. What is karma sannyasa? Doership. Okay. So now, in this picture, what do you associate as a doership?
Yeah. So in the first, if I go by the definition that I have given, so in the first thing that out of the triangle, that fruit disappears. So I am not driven by what is the outcome of that result, right? That is what giving the fruits of action mean.
So that is karma yoga. If I give
Correct.
up this,
The actions are still happening.
yeah.
Or I am doing actions, but then I am not worried. What is the result of the action? Say I give the exam, but I give it and then that's it. It's over. I'm not
Yeah.
worried about whether there is success or failure.
Yeah.
I will take it as it comes. That
Yeah.
is the first thing happening, right?
Yeah.
With karma yoga. So you
This-
can also say when you give up the fruit of action, there is acceptance to whatever that is coming. Correct?
Okay, so now essentially you're saying this part is connected to this, correct?
Yeah, correct. Fruit. You're giving up the fruit of action. Yes.
Okay, so this is the first thing that is happening.
Yeah.
So that is called as karma yoga. If I give up this part of the equation,
Mm.
and so then karma sannyasa is giving up this part of the equation then, because you're
No,
saying,
not why will you give up action? Nobody can give up action. That's what I'm saying, right?
no, it is
From
not
the
giving up
it is
action.
the doership that I am
There is
doing.
I am the doer, giving up the
That
doership,
part is yes, that part is gone.
right? So in this, it is essentially I am the enjoyer is gone.
Correct. In the
In
first
this,
part, I am the doer is gone.
okay. So in this triangle,
Mm.
and there are actually 4 pieces to this puzzle, right?
Mm.
There is fruit, there is action, there is desire, and there is also this fellow.
Mm.
So these two are addressing only these 2 pieces of the puzzle.
Mm.
So this piece of the puzzle and this piece of the puzzle is still there.
So when I am not the doer is there, when I am not the enjoyer is also now established, right? I am not the enjoyer is what karma yoga says, and or I give up the fruit of action, and then here I give up the doership that I am doing the action. Correct? These two are eliminated. So now there is like you said, there is a desire and the atman, which is the self, right? So here the self, after this there is no concern with what I am doing or how what I am doing, and or I am the doer and I am the enjoyer. Then what happens? The self is, there is no desire also in the self, no, right? The desire, even if there is a desire, it will be only for the jagatitayecha. There will be no selfish motive of doing anything, right? That is when the mind is purified. No, when the mind is purified, all your desires are what? It is to do good for someone. Through this instrument, I want to do good for everyone around me, whether it is the family I am in, the society I am in, the country that I am in. And that is what I am when I said about oneness, that is what is a oneness, right? You start seeing the self in everyone. So then your desires are also going to a higher level. It is no more centered on me, mine, all these things. So the desire itself, there is an expansion, you can say, in the desire, because the mind is purified now. And when the mind is purified, you know that now you are the witness to all this. There is nothing you are doing, it's all a happening. That's why I said, and in the final, that it's all happening. You just
So
come as someone, claim
let's
that I
pause
am
there. Let's pause there. Let's uh, go from this viewpoint, which is who is at the end of the day to whom Krishna is teaching? To a jivi, a jivatma. Okay, somebody who thinks I'm a separate one. Okay,
correct.
the me here, in this picture is not the universal self. It is
Correct. But the goal is to go there. No, the goal
correct.
is
Correct.
to
Yeah. Let's first make sure that we frame the discussion properly. So to this fellow, what you call as ego, who I am. This fellow is the one who's claiming I have the desire, I am doing the action, and I am reaping the benefits. Right? So to this fellow is the teaching. Correct? To this fellow, from this fellow's viewpoint. Okay. Now you told this fellow, hey, give up the
fruit
enjoyership.
of action.
Okay, so this fellow says, okay, I'm giving up the enjoyership. Let's assume, he is listening to you. He's given up. And to this fellow, you say, hey, you also give up the notion that you are the doer. Okay. But this fellow still has the desire. This fellow still has wants and needs.
Yeah, so
And this
that is
fellow
what.
still exists.
But see, that is what I said, that you are being taken care of. You are not doing anything. You are not doing anything. The nature of how the gunas are within you, there is something happening around you, and but still you cannot attribute it to yourself. The ego cannot claim that. There is the prakriti, like Amma Padmaji said, the prakriti that is within you. What are your
Sure.
gunas?
That is
Based
that
on
is
that, it is all happening, isn't
that is
it?
all happening, correct, Ji? So
Ah,
this fellow, this ego fellow now gets convinced, okay, I am not the doer, I am not the enjoyer. Okay. But this fellow, this ego fellow is still there. And this ego fellow still has the desires. And
no,
now,
sir. No, see, when you have, when you are ready, when all this is happening, this karma, sannyasa, yoga, and all that, when you are giving up the enjoyership and the doership, the mind is purified enough to get the jnana of who we are, right? To already before Krishna says about karma yoga, he's already told you who you are. But then, how do you realize it? Is what all this is, isn't it? The further process. Yes, somebody comes and tells me, you are Atma, you are Brahman, you are no one else. But then it is not easy for me to realize it, because I am so strongly holding on to all this doership and enjoyership. And my life is only about that. My life is only about that till I come to a point where I say, what is beyond all this? Otherwise, maybe many lifetimes for me also have gone in this only. I don't know, I don't remember. But when I come to this stage where I am able to accept that I am not the enjoyer, I am not the doer, then the mind is purified to receive that jnana which was already there, to receive that jnana, and hence the desires are still there. I am not saying desire is not there, because desire is what is driving everything in this world, isn't it? But the desires are now higher. They are not selfish. They are for the good of everyone. So the actions that comes out of such a desire will also be like that. This is
all
what I
right.
am saying.
So
And I am not doing it.
let
The
us
first.
analyze this clearly. See, the connection that, it is for a particular part of this puzzle, that karma yoga is only about this and karma sannyasa is only about this, is incomplete. Okay. So karma yoga means what? Doing your action as a dedication to the Lord is fundamentally what it is. So what is being transformed in karma yoga then? So first of all, this ego entity is thinking that
ಸರ್ ಇದು ಪದ್ಮಜಿದ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ನಾನು ಒಂಚೂರು ಹೇಳೋಣ ಆಯ್ತಂದ್ರೆ.
Yeah, I'm done, Padmaji.
so
You can.
there is a Padma Amma. In the way the explanations are coming, the explanations are connecting to only two parts of this puzzle. So therefore, the explanations are to be modified, is why I started saying. But if you want to add something before I say something, please go ahead.
ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಂದೇನು ಹೇಳೋದು ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇವಾಗ ಹೇಳೋಣ ಅಂತ. ಇವಾಗ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾನು ಎಂಜಾಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಫಲಾಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಂದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೀಜಗಳು ಏನು ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಚಿತ್ತಶುದ್ಧಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಏನು ಚಿತ್ತಶುದ್ಧಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಬೀಜಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ವಾಸನಾ ಬೀಜಗಳು ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಈ ವಾಸನಾ ಬೀಜಗಳು ಇದ್ದಾಗಲೇ ನಮಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಆ ಸೆಳೆತ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಆಸೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬರೋದು. ಆ ಆಸೆಗಳು ಹೊರಟೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅನ್ಸಿತ್ತು, ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ.
ಅದು ಕರ್ಮ
ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್
ಯೋಗನ, ಅದು ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಯೋಗನ?
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಹೇಗೆ ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗದಿಂದ ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಯೋಗವನ್ನ ನಾ ಹೇಗೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ಮುಂದಿನ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆ. ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇವಾಗ ನನ್ನ ವಾಸನೆಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊರಟೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಗ ನಾನು ನನಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಆಸೆ, ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಹೇಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಫಲಿತಾಂಶ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನನ್ನ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನನಗೆ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟತೆ ಬಂದಾಗ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಫಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ, ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಫಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಸಂತೋಷವೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಆಗದೆ, ಫಲ ನನಗೆ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಫಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ನನಗೆ ದುಃಖವೂ ಆಗದೆ, ನನ್ಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಒಂದೇ ಸಮವಾಗಿ ಇರ್ತೀನೋ ಅದು ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಭಗವಂತನ ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಯಾವಾಗ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನೋ ಆವಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ವಾಸನಾ ಬೀಜಗಳು ಅನ್ನೋವು ಉತ್ಪನ್ನವಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶೇಖರಣೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಆಗ ನನ್ನನ್ನ ಅದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೆಳೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಆಗ ನಾನು ಕರ್ತೃನು ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಆಗ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಆ ವಾಸನಾ ಬೀಜಗಳು ಹೋಗುವುದೇ ಚಿತ್ತಶುದ್ಧಿ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಳೋಣ ಅಂತ.
ಆಗ್ಲಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಪದ್ಮಮ್ಮ, ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ, ಈಗ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ವಾಸನಾ ಬೀಜಗಳು, ಈಗ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿರೋ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯಾನದ ಪ್ರಕಾರ, ನೀವು 3 ಜನದ ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯಾನ ಇವಾಗ ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಚಿತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಭಾಗವನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಡೋದು ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀರ
3 ಜನನು ಒಂದೇ ತರ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ
ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನನಗೆ ಬರೋ ಒಂದು ಫಲಿತಾಂಶವನ್ನ ಬಿಡೋದು ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಹೌದ್ ತಾನೆ? ಇನ್ನು ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೇನು? ನಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಆಲೋಚನೆಯನ್ನ ಬಿಡೋದನ್ನ ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಹೌದ್ ತಾನೆ? ಹಾ, ನಾನೀಗ ಅದನ್ನ ಇನ್ನ ಒಂದು 2-3 ವಿಷಯ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಸೇರಿ ನೋಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಚಿತ್ತಶುದ್ಧಿ, ಇದನ್ನ ಯಾವ ಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿಸ್ತೀರಾ? ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿಸ್ತೀರಾ, ಕರ್ಮ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಯೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿಸ್ತೀರಾ?
ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ.
ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಣ್ಣು ಫಲಿತಾಂಶದ ಆಸೆಯನ್ನ ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಚಿತ್ತಶುದ್ಧಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಓಕೆ. ಇನ್ನೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀರಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಗೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಐ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್, ಕೃಷ್ಣಾಜಿ, with the definitions and the discussions that have happened, are you able to see what is the question that is being raised?
Yeah.
Are you able to see that the question is about the current viewpoint is karma yoga means, okay, this part of the puzzle. Karma sannyasa means this part of the puzzle. Is that the right way to look at it? Is the fundamental question that is being raised. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to say something before I say something more?
No, I will listen.
Yeah. So when we use the word yoga, yoga means what? Union. Okay. So what is the union that we are seeking? See, all of us want, when I'm doing something, I want union. With what? If you ask at a simple initial level, the union is, when I'm doing something, I want to be peaceful, yaar. When I'm doing something, I want to be happy, yaar. I want to be feeling lively, right? See, I don't have to find a word called God. I simply say, look, if I'm, for example, there's a nice example that, my Guruji always gives. If you really think about it, you're most relieved when you've gone to toilet. You're most peaceful because, if let's say that number 1 or number 2 is in you, it is bothering you. And when you go and relieve yourself, Abba, right? In a way, you are in union. You're most peaceful. So that is the first level, right? It is nothing to do with any other bigger words. At the end of the day, when you're doing something, whatever it is, eating, sleeping, talking, running, jogging. Like that, when you notice your day, when you notice various activities, there are different labels we are giving to those activities. Oh, I am cooking for my family. Oh, I am talking with my friend. Oh, I am working for money. So, like that, I may give different labels to various activities that I am doing, that you may be doing. But at the end of the day, what is that you're seeking in all those activities? If I ask that simple fundamental question, all of you will raise up and say, hey, whatever I'm doing, I want to be peaceful, yaar. I want to be happy. If there is an activity that you're doing where you seem to be irritated, you seem to be angry, and if I ask you, was that a pleasant activity, you will say no. And if I say, do you want to be pleasant even when doing that activity, the natural answer is yes, right? So at the end of the day, what is that you and I are seeking? We want to be pleasant, we want to be happy, we want to be peaceful. So karma yoga is how to be peaceful, how to be happy, how to be pleasant whenever you are doing whatever you are doing. So what is the secret to it is what karma yoga is all about. In other words, the doing itself becomes a sense of joy, becomes a sense of freedom. And what is the most fundamental secret for that? The most fundamental secret for that is what Sri Krishna has taught. Arjuna, you are having all this tension, worry, because you're doing for yourself. Start becoming part of yajna. Do whatever you're doing with yajna bhava. Now see, in the yajna bhava, all are involved. Okay? In the yajna bhava, what yajna bhava means? Do for the benefit of somebody else as an offering to me, is what Sri Krishna is saying. Do for SG.
Sir, isn't giving up fruit of action automatically mean that? Like, if not, then what else?
It is not completely. I'll come to that.
Yeah, I want to
Example.
understand that, because
Yeah.
I assumed that when you do that, it is already giving up the thing to God. That's
So,
what
for
I
example,
assumed.
I write an exam. Why am I writing an exam? The notion is still, I want
Yeah,
to
to
get
get.
good marks.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And now,
Mm.
if I say that, I know that, the results are not in my control. I give up the result. I give up the whatever happens in the result. Yes, it is going to make me feel peaceful. No doubt. Yeah. It is going to make me feel, I accept, but still, that che, I should have gotten. That root of the desire is not yet gone. At the end of the
Okay, there is
day,
a residue, is what
there, there is still that vasana. What is the vasana? I should crack this. I should be clapped by everybody. That residue is still there. Why? Because this fellow is still there. This fellow is still there. And this fellow still has the desire. Desires are there in the seed form. So if not now, that seed will emerge at some other time. So at the end of the day, Krishna is not interested in just keep on cutting the fruits. Like how Ramana Maharshi says, when you are doing something for being peaceful, you're still not able to get rid of the root of the why you are doing what you are doing. Why? The doing is emerging because of your intrinsic desire to gain something in life. So, when you do something, therefore, it will lead to further actions. It is not going to lead to vasana kshaya. Because at the end of the day, the game is about to purify the mind so that you can realize who you truly are. So, therefore, the secret is yajna bhava. Yajna bhava means what? To do for the benefit of someone else as an offering to the Lord is Yagnabhava. Do something. Therefore, the Pancha Mahayagnas, the 5 Mahayagnas. So when you're doing for the benefit of the, let's say, the elements, when you're doing for the benefit of other animals, when you're doing for the benefit of elders, when you're doing for the benefit of others, or when you are involved in the Rishi Yagna, in all these, this fellow is not seeking something, and this fellow is able to see that he is an instrument of action, and this fellow's desire is now from a what can I get to what can I offer. It is still a desire. In the beginning, it is still a desire. What kind of a desire? Paropakara, for the benefit of someone else, for the betterment of someone else. So, in the Yagna Bhava, when I have the desire for the benefit of someone and when I act, obviously the fruit I am expecting for someone else. So, it is a holistic transformation, not a part by part transformation. Karma Yoga is not a part by part transformation, not just this part. It is fundamentally performing actions in the Yagna Bhava for the benefit of someone. Through that, what is happening? This fellow who's constantly, what am I getting? What am I getting? What should I get? This fellow, this me fellow, this ego fellow is learning to act for the benefit of someone. So the desire, the seed of desire is getting replaced from a what can I get to what can I give. So there is a desire level transformation in the Yagna Bhava. Then naturally there is an action level transformation in the Yagna Bhava. So far it is for me. Now it is for others. And as one starts doing for the others, there is also a sense of strength, a sense of energy, a source of energy that starts blossoming through that me fellow is able to see that, oh, more and more is happening for the benefit of others. I couldn't have thought about so many people to take care of. But now, as an example, when you thought, you are still a single person, I need to get food for me. Then suddenly when you got married, oh, how can I cook for my family? As a wife, maybe you didn't know how to cook, but suddenly now you have 3, 4 people, how to take care of my family? Okay, so let me do for the family. So there's an extension that is happening. So there is more and more energy flowing through you. The action, the what is happening through you is now suddenly is able to impact larger set. Okay, so such energies also can flow through me. And naturally, when you do for the others, you yourself are not seeking something out of it. You're okay. As a mother, when you cook for the children, you yourself feel satisfied. So a natural healing starts happening when the Yagna Bhava, when you and I start doing with Yagna Bhava. Oh, even if I don't eat the food that I made, but somehow I seem to be satiated. When you really do it with the feeling of what can I do for my family, and the last morsel of that whatever that vada that you have, you're about to eat, and the child comes and says, Amma, it was so nice vada. Do you have one more? Suddenly the feeling of mother in you comes and says, oh, here Kanna, you take. And the joy in your child's face somehow removes the feeling that I should have eaten. So naturally that healing, that I should get some fruit, then only I will be satiated, starts going away. Oh, I should do only for me, then only I'll be happy, starts going away. Oh, I should do for myself, that feeling starts going away. So that is how Chitta Shuddhi is happening. The Chitta is full of me and mine. Chitta Shuddhi means The me and the mine has to go away. Meaning what? Only when I do for myself can I be happy. That has to slowly erode. That is truly karma yoga, yagna bhava. So as I get involved in that, chitta shuddhi happens. So it's not just one part of this puzzle, that Krishna's medicine is holistic. Yagna bhava, do as yagna. Whatever you're doing, Krishna, Arjuna, you do as yagna, is true karma yoga. As I start doing it, there is a deeper and deeper clarity emerging. You know what? I had to do something to feel peaceful. But now, when I'm doing for the others also, how is that I'm feeling peaceful? How is that I am feeling so much of energy? How is that suddenly, though I did not, want to, when I did something, it was not for just me. When it was for everybody, how is that, I feel peaceful? So, karma sannyasa. Sannyasa means what? Sannyasa means samyak nyasaha. Samyak nyasaha iti sannyasa. Means what? Right orientation. The orientation of this me fellow was always me, 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 mine, 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 mine. What can I get? What did I lose? Outward. So this me fellow's orientation starts going inward. Starts going inward. And as it starts going inward, this me fellow realizes that truly na aham karta, na aham bhokta, or in other words, Atma is neither doer nor enjoyer nor desirer, but is blissful, is the very source of bliss. So now what happens? Now there is no more need to do for peace, no more need to do for bliss, no more need to do for enjoyment. I am the very source of all this. That realization is true karma sannyasa. In that, the realization is Atma is true sannyasi. Meaning what? Atma doesn't need the fruit of the action. Atma doesn't have its own intrinsic desires. There is no desire in me, truly. There is no action happening in me. There is no fruit. All of these are mere appearances. But the one who is watching, in whose presence all of this happening, is who I truly am. The very source of what I initially called as me. This ego me is the untransformed me, an ignorant me. And that has no independent existence. There is no independent desires. There is no independent action. There is no independent fruit. It is simply a appearance. And that appearance has no effect on me. Appearance is neither increasing me nor decreasing me. So it's a holistic realization. In other words, through karma yoga, as the chitta shuddhi happens, like you all rightly said, karma yoga in a way leads to inner clarity about what is karma sannyasa. As one truly gets involved in selfless action, which is not just a part of it, It is a holistic. Yajna Bhava is addressing the whole problem. As one gets involved in the yajna, in selfless service, Chitta Shuddhi happens. And as the Chitta Shuddhi happens, Naham Karta, Naham Bhokta, and Hari Eva Karta is the initial level of understanding for this ego fellow. I am not the doer, I am not the enjoyer. And God only is the doer. And I am purely an instrument of the God. It is God's desire that I am carrying out through this instrument. Is an initial understanding that starts becoming clearer to this ego fellow. And as that deepens, the ego fellow disappears. There is no more ego fellow. That is the true karma sannyasa. That there is no independent this fellow who has all these three. There is only pure happening in the pure being. And I am that pure being. And I am also the pure happening. Because the being and the happening are not two. There is no Shiva and Shakti. Shiva Shakti Atma Ekam. They are one and the same. They are two sides of the same coin. Is this clear? Are there any questions, or are there any more points to add? Krishnaji, now if you have to summarize, how would you summarize?
Karma yoga is like performing any action with the yajna bhava, and that will help us to lead to the next step, karma sannyasa yoga. So the ultimate. So we are not there is no such thing like desire as such. So we get right understanding through this cleansing, karma yoga, and we'll also that will lead to the karma sannyasa yoga. So and there is no desire or nothing, so we have to do. So
That is why Krishna is also
actually, I
saying
also having
there is no difference between karma and karma sannyasa yoga. That there are two.
also I was also
Yeah, go ahead, please.
same understanding. Like so, there is an impression I have to do this, that always, and but the ultimate is always bliss and yeah, and
ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್. ಪದ್ಮ ಅಮ್ಮ, ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅನಿಸಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನ ಸಂಕ್ಷಿಪ್ತವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ?
ಯಾವಾಗ ಯಜ್ಞ ಭಾವದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನೋ ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ, ಆಗ ನನ್ನ ಚಿತ್ತ ಪರಿಶುದ್ಧಿಯಾಗಿ ಆಗ ನನ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಜ್ಞಾನದಿಂದಲೂ ನಾನು ಆತ್ಮ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾದಾಗ, ಆತ್ಮ ಅಸಂಘ, ಆತ್ಮ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಕರ್ತನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಭೋಕ್ತನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನನಗೆ ಯಾವ ಈ ಕರ್ತೃತ್ವವೂ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಭೋಕ್ತತ್ವವೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನನ್ನ ನಿಜ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಏನು, ನಾನು ಆನಂದ ರೂಪಿ, ಆನಂದ ಸ್ವರೂಪಿ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ.
ನಾನು ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವನೆ ಇರೋ ತನಕ ಯಜ್ಞ ಭಾವದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದ್ರ ಮೂಲಕ ಚಿತ್ತ ಪರಿಶುದ್ಧಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ. ಆಗ ಕೇವಲ ಯಜ್ಞ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ಇದು ಯಜ್ಞ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನಿರಲ್ಲ. ಪದ್ಮಾಜಿ,
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು.
Yes, sir. It is clear, sir. I assumed that when you say that I am giving up the fruits, then it is to to God only. That was my assumption when I said that statement. Yeah. So, uh, so what I understood is whenever you summarize, there is nothing new. It's just that how to organize and structure and put it properly is something, because I'm sure all three of us know all this. It is not new. You're not hearing it for the first time, but how to organize that information and put it across in a proper, crisp manner is something, yeah, you have to learn. Yeah.
Wonderful, Ji. Vedanta, you can think in this way also. Vedanta is helping us to think step by step. And Vedanta has given us a lot of truth related concepts. But ultimately, Vedanta helps us to negate that also. See, Vedanta creates the idea of karma. Vedanta creates the idea of Ishvara. Vedanta creates the idea of a ego. But the ultimate goal is to remove all of them.
Correct.
That is why Prabhuji always has this prakriya. Imagine there's a glass door. If there is a pure glass door, somebody may go and bang. They will not know that there's a glass door.
Yeah.
But now if I put some kind of a color label, then oh, there's a glass door. Then they may not bang it, right? So it is like that. So there is only that pure being. And to that, we attach different labels, and in different contexts, we discuss about it in different ways. Karma is no different from dharma, is no
Correct.
different from the Atma in the purest sense. So that's why Sri Krishna says, I am dharma. See, he's not saying I am performing dharma. He's saying I am dharma. Meaning what? I am the very beat of this universe. I'm the very rhythm of this universe. I'm the very rhythm. Meaning you are not separate from the happening. Dharma. I am the very dharma. So that's the ultimate statement. So when you see existence in terms of the change, the very essence of what is appearing as a change is Sri Krishna. When you look at existence in terms of what is the unchanging, the very essence of the unchanging is Sri Krishna.
Because even when we say that we are the witness, again there is a duality, right? Like
Witness
there is
is
someone who is witnessing, and there is something else going on outside that witness which is looking. That is the perception of the mind.
witness. And that's an initial
like it is
practice.
like looking at a movie or something. So we have again two things. Yeah, got it.
So that witness notion is also an initial practice to help the Chitta Shuddhi. Because this fellow has become tightly intertwined with this cycle. So this fellow has to slowly step out and notice this. And as this fellow starts noticing this triangle, this fellow realizes that, this fellow is not an independent fellow. This fellow is actually this. And again, this is simply a picture for us to understand. It's not to imagine Atma as the sun. But ultimately, this fellow has to go away. There is no independent this fellow. So initially, this fellow is tightly tied here. But it is this alone that exists. That realization has to happen to this fellow. So first, slowly, this fellow, as he is involved with the Yagna Bhava, slowly this starts happening. And eventually, this is simply a reflection of this. It's a mirage. This fellow is a mirage. And only this is there. The notion of the salt doll disappearing into the ocean. Then only water remains. Because the ocean is also an appearance. To say there is ocean, there is someone else. To say there is water, also someone else. So, simply merging into the existence. All right? Shall we end our today's session? Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu.
Hari Om Sir.